performance no ewo EPL no emu na omo hwe say Chelsea be forced to reckon with ewo EPL no mu season na be wura and I feel other stories are in also about transfer stories. Now when an entire Manchester United they show interest ewo Nico Jackson of Chelsea.
Makache Tony se mo number me disaster story dey one.
So
Makache Tony.
Okay.
Me who say trending stories.
No cry no cry.
Oh, minyini.
Unyini.
One of those stories.
Okay. Yes. Teams in me.
Yes.
Okay.
But say no crank, I'll be very disappointed in Man United.
Okay.
I'll be very, very disappointed in Man United. Diomu hiano. Enye Jackson. Jackson in Timmy Edman.
Okay.
Jackson, I will not consider him to be a starter for any of the top clubs.
Oh, okay.
Who want to compete? Jackson here, Newcastle United, Bournemouth. I hope there be now. Oh, if switch was filmed at least or Chelsea. Into at least the level no was through because 2 seasons running for Chelsea were acting as their number 9.
Okay.
Into my man a free 10th. Echo bear 14th for one teams in the whole be no.
Okay.
And for me, he will be a kingpin over
Tottenham.
No.
Why?
Tottenham. So you
all my positions.
Okay. For that position, Tottenham 16, 17, they obviously.
Yeah.
And so Dominic Solanke will be clinical than him in terms of putting the ball at the back of the net here. I'll go in for Dominic Solanke over Jackson, but in totality, as the technique, the quality as a player there, I will not pick Dominic Solanke over him. So Tottenham was spare, no problem. Matthias Tel, make a Tottenham strikers in me, no. Matthias Tel, Sergio, I don't think so. Matthias Tel will do Nicola Jackson, but Tottenham was spare. Richarlison in terms of talent, why Jackson will have but also he had failed to live up to expectations. Okay, the numbers are just in the last 2 seasons, sir. Richarlison in team fast, our numbers in be my Jackson for Tottenham was I don't think it's bad. But for Man United, there be. Man United the problem no eso. Into omo here obi obe save situation no. Omo here obi a obe be tipping woos there be. Said you, Man United problem eso.
Yeah.
Into omo here obi a obeba san be how omo bio sadi ho aje abregu asan ba no. They need a player or that revival ne beba. Obe change the narrative at Old Trafford. Obe consistent because they do so striker. Not the whole season or Bema 3-4 goals. Not within the Premier League. Or striker or body Man United into 10 goals. I don't think Jackson is the solution.
Okay.
Jackson the stories in me, but I don't want to believe that Man United are looking for Nicola Jackson.
Mind you, this Man U team here and I did Mason Mount a share money simple. And you know other players. Almost so mboko so PS kakasi.
No, the profile of Mason Mount and the now achieved Jackson Ibi. Mason Mount.
No, performance no form.
No, you know, the fact still remains the package of Mount and Jackson are not the same. 2-time Chelsea Player of the Year. He has UEFA Champions League. Integral member of the UEFA Champions League. But both European competitions, World Cup for the English national team. No, the packaging is huge.
Okay.
Edina Jackson Deba. 13 goals a season, 10 goals a season. A bench player in the FIFA Club World Cup. Conference League. You cannot compare that package to Abrantia FN Mason Mount. I agree.
Right.
In recent times, Chelsea were finding a strategy to make money within the Premier League. Now me catch Chelsea Franco. David Lewis, Jorginho, William Borges da Silva, Raheem Sterling. A year so matter players are betting who be yamani mo aye packed no. Shaka ma fast way you know ni madu e ka frechiri. E dia kwako pi mo Arsenal. If Chelsea for those guys within the team say bring omo so a situation na Man United wo be say no first no Chelsea na was a situation in bim. Abramovich buy no na otuotie sika na kese agency fee player wages. Into duro na person pam player na player na san aye osoka. Now tell so was so copy baby manico. And son and later as a player need to me as a son in Yama or Samba back. It's said the manja match. But in a situation, Man United now come. And it's offer Paul West Stanley and then Lawrence Stewart. A Jumon boy the match Chelsea now. You know, they've been smart. And to share, we are no more fetchy, no my Jadon Sancho. Man 180 no cash on ye, or man Casacra. And on my chum. On my two Man United Sikamon. No name I do it clearly. If you look at the player they are bringing on board, or by a surplus to requirement. Pastor Joe.
Okay.
Omoja na kwa na fetchy and said you. Omasa profit of 23 million pounds from a brand TFN no name I do wiki. It tells you the kind of a Juma those behind in here. I think those are the missing elements within the Manchester United team. And also pay those guys. What that strategy I did that players did those players come on board or finding a way you or film. One man one matter coach Chelsea no. Nana who then swati. But just like once Sebastian Veron move here from Man United to Chelsea. No, I'm saying who then about them. And I said you unfair but so Chelsea are those guys within the transfer market in a short time. I also try to make money out of the situation. Man United situation there said you any Jackson Asem. Here a father figure.
Dr. Franco Naro.
A player to save the situation.
What show interest now? I know, sir.
Everything I go, when you be signings, United for JB.
Okay.
Jackson is never the solution to the problem.
Okay.
Many sure say do speculations. I'm saying the players are free, but I don't think say Jackson will be considered at Man United currently. No way.
All right.
I think so. Andy dealt with the Mason Mount thing very well. To add to that, now Mason Mount, everything hag no, and then I Juma earlier on, and when him hag, more no more Juma pen, no ya na opeso tasa no more Juma beam, and the expectation was that the bro mokoton yes, na Mount a season non koye, but somebody who has delivered to the top, mujidi is or class. Form no temporarily na above form, so the expectation was that it will come up, which it has not come up yet. My brandy with the Jackson the Onyanya Sadi and Adabraka Munyabu Treka Krama.
All right. I'm not in agreement with you. I know it's a club World Cup, but the way FIFA picked the clubs for this just ended tournament makes the Champions League more competitive than the Club World Cup. None of the pro Saudi clubs or South American teams can win the Champions League if they participate in Europe. Aside, they didn't pick some of the best teams in Europe, apart from PSG, Madrid, and Bayern. Okusie na di we abre yen. Obi ebusa sisia say Champions League Europe any FIFA Club World Cup no. Then and a so me ko can say FIFA Club World Cup no na eno na generate sa debate no about
na Ogusi dey by you are not to support you or disagree, but if I'm to go by Ogusi test here, best teams no man be near one Barcelona so you criteria be the better football a bear affect you. So them say Chelsea new automatic position in the next FIFA Club World Cup. But Chelsea is defending champions. But see at the next FIFA Club World Cup, teams are qualified a pyramid. Azul Cruel of Mexico, Paris Saint-Germain. Say you only teams are qualified for the next FIFA Club World Cup. Chelsea no winning no. Per the criteria na dey fan no automatic position. It's criteria bia ye di remu bia na be affect obi. No ne mado keja fan as no by England. But he qualified for a medal. Into criteria be affect you be. PSG e wo musa Barcelona ma e na hwan Liverpool. Na say PSG for me Liverpool free. Into the Barcelona senche. Enti na mka say Chelsea have beaten everybody's favorite.
Yes.
That Sadio why na maybe you want to say we dey fa Barcelona for senche. And as a Franco is any other team.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Na mka Liverpool for no. They were eliminated by PSG. Enti omo basket for na baso so na ni moment mi.
Yes.
Enti yenyi basa nko free and per the criteria na basa qualify. Enti who dey let's say basa back. Said you PSG Say Barcelona about Champions League and Oma Mobi. Barca Mobi.
Yeah. For the past 5 years,
Barca played. And last season, PSG eliminated Barcelona. Into what again? Let's accept it, says Joe. Come teach you who he be a Obibeshia Kessia. Obibeshia Kessia back could be a semi final. Or you need film no about final no show our show. Into a groups any say any ubi could be baby no be to could be baby. Shapia for Champions League or year, Jinane easy, or more boss Villa, or more boss now, no more Liverpool on Babaji. Into situation, no, Inter Milan, Inter Bobassa, a prime Bassa almost war form, no more so you move from Babaji. Until let's accept it, say we can raise concern about the criteria now, a selected teams for the competition. But the reality is that Chelsea have beaten everybody's favorites.
And therefore,
they are
conclude
and therefore they are the
world champions.
Yes. And you know, FIFA Club World Cup and the Champions League, you know, all the Champions League never to throw. What never to ahead of UEFA Champions League. Go away UEFA.
Sergio, no credit say. That issue of we was through. I sometimes feel
I debate about it.
A matter of opinion.
Yeah, I debate about it.
I think it's subjective. FIFA Club World Cup and Sergio, so she said there was through Champions League.
Okay.
So in my opinion, it was through Champions League. But I feel the Champions League is more competitive.
It's more competitive.
Yes.
Now you be a FIFA Club World Cup. Who's are competitive?
Yes, I am competitive. Chair first.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't debate too. Yes. It didn't make us say me. So
the whole world share.
Yes. Per the rank. This is a FIFA competition, and FIFA competition yeah, expensive as compared to a continental competition, a Champions League. Until where you FIFA, I can say for way free and aba. Way free Africa, way free Oceania, way free CONCACAF, way free CONMEBOL, way free UEFA, and a way free Oceania, and Oma Babeshia. It is a whole Bema, a global tournament. So that makes it bigger than the Champions League. But in terms of quality, in terms of money spent, in terms of top class coaches, in terms of everything, I feel the Champions League is more competitive.
In terms of prize money.
Yes, I feel the Champions League is more competitive. But so check it, say cap obviously the FIFA Club World Cup will be bigger than all these cups now.
Even Inter Milan eliminated Barcelona, the Blade, and so they abba. I don't know. Meaning say, Doctor Ubenya a different opinion.
First of all, Mijitum say Obia obe downplay the fact that Chelsea world champions, he's not being fair to the game. FIFA and the Riasi football in our show, and no set a criteria. Every tournament of this nature, to say even FIFA World Cup, you have qualifiers at the regional level, Africa, Oceania, Europe, near Bobo. You have a World Cup now. Ube who say relatively smaller club be Wohobi, now relatively bigger club be Ama. The fact that a bigger club are Manintino, so BG won't to mean Kokase, Doji, and it doesn't represent the World Cup, and for that matter, that country is no world champions. In the same way, we put the Oma expanding over about 5-year period and emotional performances in your elite competition. Into UEFA Champions League, CAF Champions League, Asia, South America, CONMEBOL, CONCACAF. So for me, it represents World Cup, especially a year organized by FIFA. So whosoever wins it is the best in the world. We are no free honoma. The good thing about Chelsea argument is say, Yebeka said this Champions League, the most competitive is the European one. The winner of the European Champions League, which is PSG, is the team Chelsea beat in the final. Kemfan say onenam kukwasa bia no koshia Al Hilal e final. And o share na ubetimi atu ehwie nso kakra egu nkomodim. But looking at where they pass and the fact that they beat the in quotes the best club at the time in the world, they are the world champions. Now, is it better than the UEFA Champions League? Anna, absolutely no doubt. The Champions League was saying UEFA Club World Cup. You know, a UEFA Club World Cup, Ubebo 7 games per
FIFA
FIFA Club World Cup. But just 7 games per. Now we Champions League, you know, and the league phase in Nkwano ubo 8 matches. And some about round of 16, about quarter final, general, and no so spread it over almost a season. But this one, yakwa share baby. 7 games, no way, and even the timing of the competition where players are boom season in area brewery. Look, general, and the Munya Botre.
PSG so much the mutual phone, you know. Mokaso won season every Chelsea share sorry. PSG so much the moon born 9. Mokaso won season every abre. Chelsea ko share and they won season.
I'm comparing the Club World Cup with the UEFA Champions League.
Okay.
I'm not comparing games within you will say Bia Chelsea I share PSG and America say PSG I'm saying say time in the Krana Champions FIFA Club World Cup nation. Most players, we heard a lot of people talking against the timing because they think players are exhausted around that time, they should be resting and all that. But I'm saying to Champions League in terms of competitiveness, in terms of following patronage and everything. Even clubs in the compete with UEFA Champions League in general, Omu was through FIFA Club World Cup.
Okay.
Inti Chelsea for Adaurama, Mamon Fanko to Champions League in Ruvo. The only thing is that with the Club World Cup, the previous Club World Cup, now we are a very, very exciting. And Nigeria Bem Grofwa follow I had that by Nru. The competition in this just first year in this format. Yeah, they quite to UEFA Champions League.
Okay.
The Munyabuto.
Chelsea so called champions, 3-0 solid. Emphatic win. So called champions of Europe. Chelsea are whitewash woman.
Yes.
Why not champion? Okay.
Name mamu kwa mamu fa no make can Zambia.
All right.
Adeba ko so bi ati ase ne say. Easy for her to downplay the attendance of the FIFA Club World Cup. But Sergio, they also be ati ase ne say. When you know Europe na ye bobo ho de bia no. To do na kesi no di omo board o United States of America no. It's bia you bet me 60,000 wa ewo MetLife. Na say do 60,000 nya na MetLife no. Na obo say wo hwe match na park no so ba bi bebre ededa ho. O stadium na anya dey anyema. But if you bring that 60,000 capacity to Europe, say do Stamford Bridge bebu so. Anfield they be the same thing.
Yeah.
Park the Princess I be the same thing. Samson now bet me I call Hard Rock Stadium for 65,000 capacity. Now say do be o man na be 64,000. O ti o park no anyama nti ball no mo nhwe. U bet me I come Mercedes-Benz Arena 75,000. Na be as do o man na be 68,000. O ti ball no mo nhwe. Sa nipa na o ka se ball no mo nhwe say Europe games ni bia do na stadium be boma. Because say do Bernabeu, Old Trafford, San Siro, Diego Armando Maradona, Emirates, and then Allianz Arena. Those are the venues where go beyond 70,000, and probably Camp Nou Eba. Inti ye bet me raise concerns about attendance and deduction of take it FIFA but the reality is that numbers ni bebre who was stadium na nyema no. So mu Europe stadium no be bomb say dwe we mo so ento mu yo mbibia akese ento mu stadium na ye 80,000 75 90 sa no mu stadium ni na agino apart from the Lincoln Financial Fund and the smaller ones no use in Orlando no almost stadium ni na say do 65 70 80 edeko enti so mu park ni bi na stands ni mu de wa say do eno me ka say 80,118 the share finance papa ka na anyama
baba yara mienu
nti wo ha obeka se park no anyama ekwadi dem basajo wo de sa numbers na ba Europe about 70% of stadium venues away Europe na omobo Champions League no sa stadium ni nyina ba yema
well So I'm consider FIFA be consider say instead of 4 years, you know, about 2 years. Or say clubs na and this proposal no about clubs no any federations, you know, this proposal number.
2 years.
Yes.
Oh, 2 years. Okay, well, because you know, 3 years be 2 years. I didn't be no. But well, such Champions League year be you need to just say
no 3 years they will get a challenge with the FIFA World Cup. 2 years what it means is a basic in odd years. 2025, 2027, 2029. Ne FIFA they na by the even years. We say 2026 year FIFA World Cup. The next one be 2030. But the omuye we ni train na e be baby in the same year. Na Club World Cup, ni FIFA World Cup, Bishia. I'm sure it's something they would want to prevent.
Okay.
So it could be 4 years, or 2 years. Na Club World Cup, see odd years.
That is what I wanted to study.
Yeah, na FIFA World Cup, no, see even years. And then the baby na calf of 4 pesos or more.
Okay.
Because it's a Confederation Cup in here.
Almost a person.
It's a Confederation Cup bad years Franco. Then also then the Bayman are 2 years, no. Because Confederation that odd number now walk on 29 13
year before.
Yes. Say I'm say year before work mostly under tie odd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously the reason why I'm more about it 2 years.
Apart from that, to other confederational tournaments like the national team tournaments. Imagine all the share 2 years. Say even numbered year Euros will
Yeah.
Say yeah Africa FIFA for some they about odd. Initially so about even numbers. Because 2013 they about odd. And it was our copying this time. Most one more 4 years say yemfa AFCON nko June-July. Ye di ko June-July na mode tournament aba show. No na push AFCON na ye be bona fi we.
FIFA is being greedy. Because we can football part
the clubs and any federations.
Umbetima kanisa. But we him pa ka FIFA the national team football. And then can say omuteki charge. Club football there, it's not for FIFA.
Okay.
Na ni nyina akoye Real Madrid ni Liverpool ni Manchester sa o tournament na
Super League.
The Super League na no mukoba na sika uma hu se so ma anye we a anhwe adachi bi Super League ni ebe sa abaso bi to any the eba be kill Super League no kra.
All right.
And until Florentino Perez mo to money omo no but
Ranko said you players in sika omo jina omo so ball a omo nkobo. Sika omo
so ye ho adwuma.
So be ye ho adwuma. What te kwa Frankie Dion ball ya obodi ma but any attempt 367,000 euros in 7 days. Vlahovic get 373,000. Salah tam 400. Ellen Holland wa munkoye so adwuma. Anyis ka kitwa ne yaka no. Munkoye so adwuma sadio.
Okay. Yamuru so our episode be kan wana nka.
Na kitwa bi on that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because Sergio, I think the FIFA to some extent interfere with others. That is where the problem lies.
Interfere.
Yes.
I say.
AFCON na ye babe boy. Sergio, FIFA ne to see me my ye postpone ye.
Okay.
Ni nyina ye owing to this Club World Cup e baso. Because AFCON na ye bo AFCON 2023 in the year 2024. Sergio nenke was say born June-July. But due to climate conditions Ivory Coast na nye favorable no. Ye push tournament in by January. Yeah, boy, the next one is supposed to be in 2025. Nti kamini uka say ka by June-July time ye bo women's AFCON e Morocco ka AFCON e koso. Because around this time Morocco no more than a still table. E betimi aboswa no soon to talk and say pitches and all those that. But say you FIFA ba be wure mu e this competition ba a force ya ma ye the AFCON no e dey call December January. Meanwhile, so within those times, so na league koso abrofu ya na moka say ye AFCON no eba within those league times nti ye twem players e dey call national team competitions. Meanwhile, yen sisa date ya sisa de about June-July sa mu di we aba be shewo. So on the proposal now we can want some ebedu maybe there will be conflict of competitions.
Oh well.
competitions be banti
Okay.
ebe ma FIFA aye static kakra on how to make sure say be arrange those competitions so and no necessary mo dwene ho for me I think say the 4 years no
Yanko yanim na.
I don't think the question was really the bigger one. Me, I thought say we're looking at the competitiveness and that they're in a wasro.
They in a wasro.
You said they're in a wasro.
Yes, they in a wasro.
The wasro no. Are we in English saying we are talking about bigger or we are talking about competitive?
Okay.
Because in tree, either bigger or which is more competitive is still used, which is more.
Yes. They in a so.
They're in a so.
Yeah. They in a kese pa. Competitive na una de say o.
Oh, sir.
Competitive in ejitum. Say Champions League more competitive. But
Bigger in terms
yes.
of money.
In terms of competition.
Competition no.
Because it is a World Cup.
Okay. Yen fancy
This is a
ada
World Cup.
imra other stories no emu kakra ye kono na ye discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
General, Anyama too quickly. First of all, yeah, the Lamine Yamal case, any houseman for no, for the story no. For the benefits of let me just narrate the story so far and give my comments. Lamine Yamal at the 18 years. Open for organizing a birthday party mano. In free say, o free 17 ako 18 into free mo fremu no rampenyimu. So he felt that the party should be so special. Until before the party, Ebeke Kanema no mo pesa omoye. Indeed, it happened. After the party, Ono Ankasa just 1 minute of the video and I'll post you, I think, send IG and I'll so just 1 minute. Enjoy it. But then party no ewie and then send me no na eboboba. Baako eye yenuanom a omo ye nkotia foi potoka semyefe dwarfism. Na omo eko party no ebi. Na omo ko entertain eye party for no. Enu achi eraba ye friend no eye Claudio Calvo. Claudio Calvo eye former Miss Teenage. In fact, we're winning it twice into a model. And also no organizers na approach no na omo friend no omo kan ni say Lamine Yamal party no omo hia ema maako dumienu minim say asuafo dia na ema maako dumienu no ansane e befa no esese wo meet certain criteria esese wo ye oba utrinwi ni ye blonde chese saa omo mutrinwi na ese fita no wo ye blonde 2 esese wo ye obi a umpoku no umuchire size kro, but the lady didn't mention the exact size. Se umpoku ya ni sisi onemu ye din. Ansani ama akwan se wa baby. Se umpoku ya munye din a party ni hia wa ase ni.
Gu kakra.
Se mu aye mre kakra yin hia wa party na se. According to
this jinawa na se.
Se Rabani nsem ne se
I want me mfa bibi support na oma. Se bibi support na jina. What else?
So what will be true no? Omo divi support na jina. Na kona de se koye no, se uyi support na bende.
O minye so mbe ka se so muni nesa.
Sir, party no ye
Be matrico. You know, I know be special na.
Well,
Me nya unse woni mo na answer question am so.
that we say we person we can say una any but person we can say una any maybe we support
Who nim say e bi o higher support. Go the kwase.
okay ndi no support is and say we support na yede
Every ko wi.
chere ye na anim
The no say no me special na dem say me wuro no.
so mo frɛ wa ye na organize la me ya ma party no
Yeah.
oni ehu se utrinwi ye blonde ye pe blonde no ye shape no picture say you but they say umpokuya no obi a ne kese no ye bibi ti sei na ye bi more den from a distance ye hu ni say more den but say wu nim say more den a o qualify 20,000 euros.
Yeah.
Nipa dumi no bia 20,000 euros. Na condition is say you should be available 24 hours.
Okay.
You should be available 24 hours.
Yeah.
Within the period, so you are available for 24 hours.
Lamine Botum.
la ni nyina fi Lami botom nti ɛna ɔbaa no sɛ ɔno mom deɛ wanye pene anko ɔne TV station from Tradia TV ɛna kɔdi saa nkɔmmɔ no nra nti saa nsɛnsɛm no kɔɔ so no ɛna afei ɛyɛ association a ɔmo ɛhwɛ ɔmo asɛ bi ɔmo yɛ ntintia no yɛfrɛ ɔmo association for the people of Akronduri Plaza ɔmo say mfonyin ni ade na ɛbaeɛ no Lami Yamal ɛne ne nkurɔfoɔ no ɔmo afa nkurɔfoɔ no ɔmo yɛ ntintia no akɔgoro ɔmo ho agu ɔmo anim ase they've looked down upon those people with those dwarfism no enti ɔmo bɛ take legal action ɛde ɛtia ɔmo ɛno akyi ɛna ɛyɛ general director of disability in government ɔno nso ne the minister a ɔhwɛ saa nneɛma no so adi nkɔmmɔ sɛ animanim yɛ aban no ɛmpa badwakuo na ɔmo nyɛ nhwehwɛmu mfa kwan a Lami Yamal ɛfa so ɛyɛ ne party no ɛsiane sɛ Lami Yamal no ɛnkure di n'akyi follow no nya agorɔ ɔwɔ influence ɛwɔ so many kids ɛso nti sɛ yɛgyaa no saa ma ne kɔ saa a nkwaraa bebree bɛsua saa nneɛma no a wayɛ wɔ Spain hɔnom no gye no ɔmo wie no ɛna nkotiafoɔ no ɔmo kɔɛ no ɔmo bu afu brutal ɔmo abufoɔ nyinaa wɔ ɔmo mada situation no so sɛ ɛdɛ nsɛmhunu ɛna situation no ɛdi no ɔmo kɔɛ no Lami Yamal ne ne nkurɔfoɔ no ɔmo an disrespect ɔmo in any way ɔmo kɔɛ ɛkɔ sae ɛkɔ to nnwom ebi kura yi magic ɛwɔ hɔ ɔmo wie no nso no ɔmo de ɔmo ka party no ne ɔmo nyinaa didiɛ enti asɛm bɛɛ na wei mu ka no so ɔmo yɛ nkotiafoɔ nti ɔmo ni kwan sɛ ɔmo yɛ ɔmo adwuma na ɔmo adwuma ɔmo asua ne sɛ nkurɔfoɔ gathering ɔmo bɛkɔ akɔsa asɛve no ma entertain ɔmo so they should allow them to do their work upon this speech no bebreji di say legal process no kra hwe a enkosi hwe because the complainant says a mutual something they were never disrespected and all that is where I agree with enkotiafo no and me disagree with mo yet an general in same and situation or mood
only pesca
according to Massa. So omo find Lami Yamal guilty obetime around 867,000 pounds sterling. 867,000 pounds sterling. Sika omo kwa akopeno no.
Okay.
Na sebio omo na de omo no matiku. Ene ku no mati no. Omo ko parties ko entertaining crofo. Ena Lami Yamal ye ne party no so invite omo. I think say it's even en munyamhye because this party is reserved for the top class people. So for them to even invite them, that's a chance say at least omo recognize them. Besides that is their job. And your first time omo ko entertaining crofoni. At then omo ko entertaining Lami Yamal and crofodi. A news.
Okay.
All because omo feel say boy ni sika ho. Inti empe kwa ebi so ne anye yire nse ni mpempi omo ta yire nkrofono. Na ni ti anye yo sa da kinti omo besa so suja gumu a agiska ni bi. General, for this one I would disagree in any day. And because the moment they criminalize hiring their service, you are telling other people say, "Mom for munko you ma deni biom." That's as a ugo majuma. Meanwhile, monso mumpe jume bia mo munye. Mumpe school bi po mo munko. So for me, it is so unfair, and I think say Lami ni team no nye anything wrong by engaging them.
Now then, remember Spanish government no show interest. So mo ebe set up a committee.
Sir, reports in the baby no. Mze nra ena nkutiafo no baako ebe kasa ya. I think sama debate na fede asisa because they felt say okay, on say niema to obi adwen be say na che nkutiafo no omho ye osere. Omho ye onika. Wa form say sebio enu bi na mo kudi omho few. Entina omo na mo fa omo de ombae no timoko akwaji mani no you see them less human than you are entiemfo omumra medi omo ho agro. That is the interpretation omo coming from, and the guys are also saying say it's something they have trained themselves and it's the business they have been doing. They were contacted and omo service were rendered and they were well paid, they fed, they partied with them. So they even feel proud.
How many problem? Outside know how this. Okay. Yeah, twaso at the Mamo Kessben television 93.3 Kumasi 92.9 Accra. Mamisha way or convert senior high and a Reno anyway if free by Sejo. The criteria for club's selection makes the Club World Cup bigger than the Champions League. Reno, Govanochi Senior High School, we are Mwasi. Ana apeja we ede abawa Mohammed ebe wuram kakra e Africa, but before no transfer stories kakra bi na fe sankamotuma ye we hu kakra bi ama me Andy the ye peja ho nsem kakra bi ansa na ye kono ye Champions League no any Club World Cup no ama Ballon d'Or na yi no ho ana okay na fe fan transfers so kakra bi na me kwa Mohammed
Sergio Ballon d'Or dear I must be honest, I'll wait.
But check a crack.
My reason is simple. Apart from our popularity contest, you know. So what should this year? Clearly, Dembele, you know, but in stages. At a point, it was Rafinha from August. A buyer, BBC February. Now, at a point, Lamine Yamal did 2 games of the Inter Milan game, you know, and the last part of the Barcelona game, no, and said, "Yo, apart from the skill set as a player, anything they know to determine game for Barcelona, no, being a youngster, no, so someone be near team more, and an style of play, no, so that a them few players, and another might be the platform until Lamine be moi after the exit of Barcelona in the Champions League. Any spade, a quite anonymous man that far so pocketing in the finals of the UEFA League of Nations, no. Any the FIFA Club World Cup in so actually Lamine Yamal dina bafem. Onkoje Ballon d'Or ni dina bafem. Any papa rank any dina diaba abemu se Kopama. But Kopama didn't find into the top 3 players yeah share this particular Ballon d'Or. Again, time I hear about the FIFA Club World Cup, 2 players na tension nyina wo omo so na obia wo gidie se so omo perform a ebetimi apushi omo to the final stages of the FIFA Ballon d'Or. 1 Dembele, 2 Kylian Mbappe 1 the number of goals oba Madrid oba be in first season, 2 in Europe wa she goals to obia, number 3 the PR Mbappe would maybe over Fabio would on your bad day. How will you hear people talk about Kylian Mbappe? So on your bad day into Odi. Unfortunately, you could do FIFA Club World Cup on Mbappe Koyare. Now more than a to hospital in Miami. Said you Oba back, you know, Obama a world class goal no be share against Borussia Dortmund. But against PSG, a pearl shadow of himself. It's what Nidina maybe. Dembele so started tournament, no. But Oba big against Bayern Munich be share classic goal. And Oba share go against Real Madrid. But now the game no the Club World Cup only no. But say yo, so what season at least he's been consistent than all these players that we're talking about. Said you started no any baby a baby do. Even after losing the final no. So the last 3 games of MMA PSG. You talk about the Madrid game, you talk about the Bayern Munich game. The only game of failure to deliver was against Chelsea in the finals. And still, 35 goals, 13 assists within the season. Sergio, Dembele for me still a leading race, no. Rafinha didn't cry free mobile. Until Lami wo Dembele didn't ho. But I think say statistics in never fra. Who would be sa course no? Sergio, Ubenya the chance of winning the Ballon d'Or because last year, as I say, no be more pay Rodri asem. But after the competition, everybody was talking about Rodri. Intermediate, make Chayama season as started. Na edine more de bonus samba massage. But for now, I still think
more time
yes.
No, okay.
Gerald, this year's Ballon d'Or, that is 2024-2025, the period under consideration from 1st August 2024 to 31st July 2025.
We wait Master
As David.
Okay.
Yeah, we Bobby Obibon and Mbianka Hubim. Because from now till the end of the month, not just we period now you consider. And I don't think that there is any major competition from Sabri.
Andy Becker on Kansas here.
Then person may make this here.
Okay. But a man at time. Was it a man at time?
Mr. Nyandi de Anamico may Babe develop it. On say you also want to open it and let people know this the whole thing. I'm saying, sir, from 1st August to 31st July, And after the Club World Cup, most leagues crampo might not even, it will start in August. Into football be and share the new beam. In August, they will bring out the nominees. Then 22nd September, no more organized awards. Until it looks like boy a bebo near the Ballon d'Or ya boy. Okay, ahead of the Club World Cup, Dembele was extremely on top. No way, you know. Club World Cup na yekoboy you know. Tisa de handika you know. Which players any gaining more through the Club World Cup? Omo gaining you know. Ebe Chelsea players ni bi to say Abrante a friend Cole Palmer. Unfortunately, Cole Palmer is nowhere near the top 3. Inti ebe din say penny performance at the Club World Cup no. Ebe tumi ama wababe sign Dembele mo. As I speak, I think that there are 3 contenders. Dembele, Lamine Yamal, Kylian Mbappe. Niamwa Kylian Mbappe ekusi saying ne club football ekusi saying look, Mbappe goals are odi amaye. And then assists are individual why and say Real Madrid were just 2 trophies to show her and probably he's there.
Okay.
But Dembele, dia buano anya ono nko an individual performance because 35 goals there. We money nam 45 near day. But at the end of the day, PSG aje Champions League, waje French Ligue 1, waje omu Super Cup, waje omu Cup de France. Enti ema ninsam no kosuru bebre. So for me, Dembele's own to
all
take. A bad Dense Besano, especially being a French boy. A French magazine no. Ena Mijitum said this year 1 year they'll bury any Ballon d'Or no. Wanye bibi hu for Bobo Papa Sin Ben Dembele in some years oman to me Angie. But unfortunately for Dembele, there are not so many strong contenders. Ono any teammates na omo bobo no no ma achieve we mu nyina no. They are not so flamboyant. Ofa Vitinha Portugal for boys now almost adding Nations League in the can but they are not so flamboyant. Okay. So for me, it is Dembele's trophy this season.
All right, my name Emrano ko nga transfer kakra bi ye de beko